y'all, it's your girl Ord here with another video. So, returning subscribers, welcome back. New subscribers, welcome to the channel, y'all. Alright, so, as you guys can see from the title, this video is going to be about all the times, well, not all of them. I'm going to tell 3 stories about times that I saw penis on a goddamn New York City train. Yes. It's very ridiculous, and hopefully I'm not the only one who's had this kind of experience on a goddamn train. But before we get into these stories, make sure you have subscribed below. As I always say, make sure you subscribe, that way you can see every time I upload a video, and hit that notification bell so you can get a notification every time my videos are uploaded, and we can stay right here with each other. Right here. Yes. Alright, so let's get into these stories. So, unfortunately, I have had the experience of seeing men's bare penises on the goddamn subway. And these are 3 of those stories. And the messed up thing about this all is, these aren't the only 3. But I'm going to tell y'all these 3. These are the ones that were the most prevalent, the most ridiculous, and so yeah, these are the ones I'm gonna tell. So before we get into that, let's introduce my drink. And you already know this is my sweet sensation. If you have not watched already, this is mango Ciroc with yeah, I'm already a little tipsy, so this is mango Ciroc with simply raspberry lemonade. I have some frozen mangoes in there. Usually I would have frozen strawberries as well, but I didn't have any, so I don't have any in this drink today. And just note that I'm already a little tipsy. This is drink number 2. I'm kind of a lightweight, literally like 1 tipsy, 2 gyan, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna get through it. It's gonna be good. Yes. So here's the first story. So I'm on the train and I am going to, I believe I'm going to school. Yes, I'm going to school. This was a few years ago, right? So I am sitting on, if you live in NYC, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sitting in the 2 seats that are right next to the doors that connect the train. So if you want to walk through and go through to the next car, there's 2 seats that are always right here. I'm sitting right here on the outer seat, and there's a guy sitting closest to the door to walk through, right? And there's 2 women standing directly in front of us, right? So this is how the scene looks, and let's go. All right, so I'm on the train, I'm sitting here, I'm reading a book. So if you know me, anytime I'm on the train, I'm always reading a book. I always got my headphones in. I'm always trying to look busy as fuck, because if you live in New York City, you already know you have a bunch of fuck boys trying to get with you, and sometimes just saying no isn't enough. So I look so busy so that I don't even have to address them at all, right? So that's how that goes. So I am sitting there, I'm reading my book, and I'm not thinking twice about it or whatever. So I'm reading my book, and then suddenly the 2 people that are standing in front of us, they walk off. But, you know, I'm not thinking anything of that. I'm just naturally thinking that they walked off because their stop is coming up, or this is their stop and they're getting off the train. So I didn't even look up. I just kept looking at my book or whatever. So you know you can see in your peripheral vision, especially if somebody is so close, in such close proximity to you as sitting directly next to you. I see him fumbling, like in his lap or whatever. He's just fumbling in his lap, and I'm like, yo. I'm thinking to myself, like, what is he doing? But I'm still not wanting to look up for my book. It's a really good book that I'm reading. So I'm still not wanting to look up for my book. So I'm just reading. And then now he's doing so much in his lap that I have to turn and look over. So I turn, I look over at him.
What the fuck? Stop playing. What the fuck is that? Ah!
This grown adult on the train has his zipper down and has his dick in his hand. Like, not in his, like, he has the head of his penis out of his pants and he's rubbing the head of his penis. So I look, and then I look away, and I'm in my head, I'm like, nah. What the fuck, yo? Like, it's not even like it's on an off day. It's not like it's a Saturday where sometimes like the train is not really that crowded or whatever. We in rush hour. This is morning rush hour on the goddamn train. Mind you, this man doesn't look like he doesn't look like a bum. He's clean. He doesn't stink at all. So I would never think that this is somebody who I should not have sat down next to. So obviously I gather my shit and I get up and I move away from him. But then I think about it, yo, them two bitches who was standing in front of me, now that I think about it, they didn't get off at the next stop. They just moved away from us. They were over on they just moved over a little bit from where we were sitting. So then my thought is, damn, y'all just gonna let me sit there while this nigga rubs the head of his freaking penis literally directly next to me though? Like, come on, sis. Now, if that was me and I saw that, I may not have wanted to draw attention to him, but I would have like tapped the woman on the knee or something like, you know what? Excuse me, ma'am, I think you may wanna get up from here. And you know, just saying that statement to somebody would make you look around and see, you know, like, what the hell am I getting up for? You know, then I would have looked, I would have saw his fucking bum ass rubbing his goddamn shit right there next to me, and I would have got the hell up. So I'm thinking to myself, yo, these bitches is fucking whack. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that's story number 1. Alright, so let's get into story number 2. Alright, so this time I'm on the train. It's a Saturday, so the train is empty. Like, it wasn't that early on a Saturday. It probably was like maybe 10 or 11 a.m. on a Saturday. I was going shopping or whatever downtown Manhattan. And so this car, it was completely empty. Like 2 stops later, this guy gets on the train. He gets on the train. So keep in mind, he is wearing basketball shorts and a t-shirt. It's the summertime, so yeah, that's what he has on. It's Saturday, it's summertime. He's wearing basketball shorts and a t-shirt on the train. So whatever. He sits down directly across from me. Now I am on the 3 train, right? So you already know, like, the 3 train is just rows of seats on one side and rows of seats on the other side. So like I said, this train was completely empty. I was kind of baffled as to why he was sitting just directly across from me, but it didn't really, you know, whatever. People gravitate towards people. That's just like when you drive and you take your car into a parking lot. The whole shit could be open and empty, but when you come out the store, you got a car parked directly next to you. For some reason, people just gravitate towards you like that. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. It didn't alarm me, and I'm like, all right. If he had sat next to me, then I'd be like, all right, nah. This whole train open, or you gonna sit right next to me? You ain't. But that's not what happened. So I was cool with it. He sat across from me, and as usual, like I said, whenever I'm on a train, I'm reading a book. As usual, I'm always reading. So he sits across from me, and whatever. He's sitting there, he's chilling, I'm reading my book. About 2 stops later, no one had gotten in this car. Like I said, it's a Saturday and it's not rush hour, so no one got in this car. I just see a whole bunch of commotion in front of me. Like, he's all shifting in his seat or whatever. He's all, you know, adjusting his shorts and all breaking or whatever. So you see this in your peripheral vision. I'm looking down, but I can see that he's moving and breaking. So I naturally look up to see what the hell is going on. Like, what the hell is going on in front of me? So I told y'all he got on basketball shorts. So I look up. And this dude is literally stroking his whole meat inside of his shorts. Like, he because you already know basketball shorts, they're wide, they're flimsy. You can fit your whole hand up there like it's not a problem. He got his whole hand up the side of his shorts and he's stroking his whole shit. And it's not like on some, he's not trying to be discreet about it. Like, he's not trying to do it on a low, I don't really see him. He is literally from tip to freaking down his shaft to the base. Like, from top to bottom. Like, he's going in. And I'm like, and literally, I say it out loud, I'm like, nah. I said it out loud, and I said it mad loud. I'm hoping that he heard me so that he could fucking stop. So, he said that, I said that, and now I'm gathering my shit, because now I'm getting the fuck up, because now I'm going to the next car. Obviously, I'm not going to stay here. Clearly, there's something wrong with him. And then he starts mumbling. But when I say mumbling, I don't mean that he's saying things low. I mean that he's slurring his words on some... She's so fucking pretty. Oh, I wish I could fuck her. Like, these are the types of things that he's saying out loud. So I'm like to myself, yo, this dude, something is genuinely wrong with him. And I need to get out of here because I will fuck him up on this train. Like, what? Like, it's not even a joke. I will fuck him all the way up. So I'm like, nah, I gotta get out of here because I don't want to have an incident. I just want to go to the freaking village, go freaking shopping, get some shit, and go home. Like, I'm definitely not here for the shit that he's doing right now. What? So I'm standing next to the door, and I'm just listening to him, breaking about how pretty I am, and how sexy I am, whatever. And meanwhile, he's stroking his shit the whole entire time. So I get to the next stop. I go in the next car. And that's that for that. Like, he doesn't follow me or anything. Like, that's how that story ended. Like, I just don't understand what it is about me where dudes look at me on some, yeah, she'll be okay with me taking my whole dick out. Like, it's not a problem. She'll be cool with it. Listen, if you're watching this video and you're a dude and you see me on a goddamn train and you feel the need to pull out your penis, don't. I don't want to see it. I don't give a fuck about it. I don't want nothing to do with it. So, keep that shit contained in your shorts, pants, skirt, whatever it is that you wear. Keep it contained because I don't want to see that shit. And that's it for story number 2. Alright, so now let's get to story number 3. Story number 3 happens, this was years ago. I probably was like 18. Maybe even 17 or 18 at the time when this happened. Yeah, I was 17 or 18 at the time when this happened. So, once again, this time I'm coming home from school. So at the time, I had went to school at night. So my class let out at 11. And so I was on this train, probably like midnight or close to it at this point. I lived in Coney Island, and Stillwell Avenue is the last stop on a train. The F train, the D train, whatever train it was. I think I was on the F. But anyway, Stillwell was the last stop. So the stop before it, which is West 8th Street, you would sit there for minutes because you know you have to wait for the trains to clear out from the last stop before this train can pull in, right? So I'm sitting here at West 8th Street, and once again I'm reading a book. As usual, I'm always reading. But this was a really good book. Like, if this book was... Now, this was such a good book. I remember exactly what I was reading. It was The Coldest Winter Ever. Now, if any of you have ever read this book, what is the author's name? I can't remember her name, but I'm going to write it here because this was such a great book. Like, if you're in your 20s now and you have not read The Coldest Winter Ever, I'm going to tell you that is a book that you must read. It is like, you know, on some, this is part of our culture. You have to read that book. Like, that's an important book that you must read in order to be down. Like, that's what it is. But anyway, it was The Coldest Winter Ever. So I had a physical book. Like, back then, there was no Kindle app or whatever for me to just read the book on. So I had a physical book in my hand. So I'm sitting here and I'm reading this book. So I'm on the F train. So where F train is, the window is here, and then there's a row of seats right next to it for 2 people to sit. I am sitting in the seat that is closest to the window. So my shoulder is literally like on the window. So I'm sitting literally sideways and the window is here, right? So we pull into West 8th Street or whatever. I'm reading my book, not thinking nothing, just reading my book. So I could see in my peripheral vision that there is a person on the platform. There's a person standing there on the platform. I never looked up. I didn't feel the need to because, like I said, I'm always trying to look busy on the train so that nobody tries to get with me, nobody tries to harass me or no dumb shit like that. Anybody who grew up in the hood already know that sometimes, like, when you just say no to a dude, that might not be it. Now he want to question you. Why? You got a boyfriend, you this, you that. Now you got to have a whole conversation with some dude who you have no interest in or have no interest in talking to at all. Now he's wasting your whole time here on this train. So I didn't even look up. I just noted that there was a person out there, and that was it. So we sitting at West 8th Street. The doors are open because that's how they sit open, because who knows how long this train might sit. Sometimes it might be 5 minutes. Sometimes it could be 10, 15 minutes that the train sit there. So sometimes people will just get off right there at West 8th Street and just walk. Like, it's really like only like 2 blocks from West 8th Street to Stillwell Avenue. So it's not that serious, right? So sitting there at West 8th Street, reading the coldest winter ever. Sitting there. So the doors close, and they, you know how they announce next stop is Stillwell Avenue. So when the doors close and he starts talking, then I look up. Now that kind of took me out, because you know when you're reading a book, you so into it, you just kind of be lost and you don't even realize your surroundings or whatever. So I look up like, all right, oh, I'm still in this train, I'm about to be home. So I look up and I look out. Now I finally look out the window.
No. Oh, no. Yo.
So this man is standing on the platform, y'all, and he has his whole penis in his hand. When I tell you he got his whole penis in his hand, I mean, he don't got his shirt down over it. He's standing literally right outside the window where I'm sitting. He's staring at me, and he's trying to freaking get the fucking money shot right there on the goddamn window next to me. Yo, I was so furious. Mainly because literally, guys, we probably was sitting there for like 10 minutes. Like, it wasn't a short thing. Like, it was nighttime. It was like almost midnight on like a Wednesday. It had to be like a Tuesday or a Wednesday night. Because like I said, I was coming home from school. So the trains run slower at that hour. So it was literally, we were sitting there for like 10 minutes. So that means for 10 whole minutes, this man was beating his meat, staring at me that whole entire time. Y'all, I was so freaking furious. I can't even tell y'all. But the good thing is that I think it's a good thing that I didn't look up, because I don't know how that would have went. Because if I had seen him sooner, the doors were open. That whole time we was sitting there, I would have fucking called his ass out. Who knows? We might have had a whole incident. I might have had to fuck him up, call the cops, all kinds of shit had I seen him before that moment. So I think maybe it was a good thing that I was so into my book and I didn't like look up and see his fucking nasty ass standing there on the platform with his whole dick in his hand. And so then, because like I said, it was the doors were closed and we were pulling off. I look at him and I look at his face, and he got this big stupid smile on his face. Yo, I swear to you guys, like if that door was still open, I don't know how that would have went, because once again, I told you, I was young. I wasn't the age that I am now where I'm gonna think rationally about what could go wrong. Nah, I was only like 18 years old. Yeah, so I was only like 17 or 18 years old. So at this point, I was still reckless. I would have absolutely called his bum ass out. Like, you, what the f you doing on this platform with your whole dick in your hand? Like, I would have went in. And who knows how that would have turned out. So I think it was a good thing that I didn't see him right away, because I have no idea how that would have ended up. But that's how it ended. Like I said, the doors closed. That's when I looked up and saw him. He put the super little smile on his face. I'm thinking maybe he reached his goal at that point when I looked up at him, which is why he was smiling like that, which is so fucking disgusting. Blech! Like, that's so gross. Ah! But anyway, that's how that story ended. The freaking train pulled off, and that was that. There was nothing for me to say. Like, that was it. Train pulled off. Done. So yes. These are 3 stories about times when I had to see whole penises on a goddamn train. Now, if any of you have had any experiences like this, because I hope I'm not the only one. It can't just be me. It can't. Like, it can't. I don't know what about me says to people, oh. Because like I said, I have more stories, and not just about people pulling their dicks out, about men touching me and shit and thought they wasn't going to get called out on it. I'm going to do another story time. I'm going to do another one. Call it Train Chronicles, because I have other shit to tell about the goddamn NYC subways. It's freaking horrible out here. That's it. So, that's it for this story. So, if you liked this story time about the times where I saw men and their whole shit on a subway, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.